Hey everyone, and welcome back to Rideshare Conversations. I'm your good friend Priscilla Victoria, and today is January 2nd. So I'm making this video because I guess I feel led to do this, and I want to talk about something as to, you know, how I transitioned to this rideshare industry and wanting to look into doing gig work, right? So sometimes in life, you do things and you make decisions with the idea of, where you're heading. And I really honestly got into this industry because I was on an awareness journey of trying to find out like who I was and what I wanted to do with myself. And I realized that when I was in my everyday 9 to 5 job, like I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't keep myself together. And so, when I got into this industry, I was frustrated with your everyday 9 to 5 industry. So when I got into this industry and went through trial of error and learning, and that was, I've been in this industry now 7 years, and to kind of still be in this industry now and be on this journey of awareness and be in the position of awareness I am, it has opened up so much to me. And if this video finds you or it just pops up and you're on this journey and you're trying to get on the awareness journey, but also still trying to work, this is what I'm talking about the gig work industry or ride share. You can look at the different outlets. It's just a starting point. And remember, it is just leverage, because however, I look at this outlet as different forms of leverage, right? So I look at it as helping to leverage me to further the financial goals that I would like to reach in the future, right? It's also leveraging me on my awareness journey, because when you come into some form of awareness, the hardest part about transitioning is your lifestyle. Like, that is literally the hardest part, like how you're living, the food you're eating, what type of work you're doing. And I realized that, when you're on the typical 9 to 5, it's the programs that already been set for us. It's already structured. We're told everything as to how we're supposed to maneuver through that system, how we're supposed to make it in that system. And for a lot of people, it just don't make any sense, and it just really don't add up. And also, it takes so much out of you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a person like me and you've been on an awareness journey, if you're trying to start an awareness journey and you're like, okay, where do I go? How do I still try to be able to live in this chaotic world while I'm trying to progress in my journey of awareness, right? So gig work, rideshare, these type of industries, they allow you in a space where you're in control. Now, don't get me wrong. Are these spaces perfect? No. But when you are aligned, when you're on the right frequency, and when you're striving to do the best that you can do on your awareness journey, I'm telling you, you will really, really, really see what this thing is. Now, I'm just speaking from my point of view. And it was hard for me because I'm like, okay, how can I talk about this? How can I come to the forefront? And I don't believe that anybody has ever had this conversation of just trying to open up. I'm trying to open up to share my journey, because I'm pretty sure there's someone out there that has went through the same thing, similar, or currently going through that. So if you find my channel, a lot of my channel this year and thereafter is about understanding awareness, understanding your path, understanding your journey, while you using tools that allow you to work more so independently. And you take gigs that allow you to make income on your time. Now, I cannot tell you what to do with your finances. You know, you have to be in charge of yourself, your finances, and your life and things like that. But this is just a starting point. So remember, this is never a job for me. This is never work for me. This is a part of leverage that I use while I'm trying to align myself to move forward in my life as I continue to go on. So one of the things that I keep with me is my journal. Now, you don't have to get this one, but I got this one from Five and Below. And like I said, dollar store, Five and Below is my go-to store. So in this industry, you're in control of your time when you sign on, when you sign off, and things like that. And I realized this right here, this stay with me, because when you're working and you're meeting people and things like that, things will come to you. Write them down, even if it don't make sense. Now, I'm gonna say this right quick. I made a comment on a post where this man was trying to tell women to be more aware, be more safe when they're getting in and out of Ubers. And I made a comment like, hey, I'm a woman driver, use the woman option. Now, someone commented, it was a woman. She said, well, I'm a woman driver and women are the worst customers. Well, see, that's what you have to realize about alignment and frequency. When you're aligned and when you're on the correct frequency, then, and you shift your mindset, then the energy that you give off is going to be the energy that you retrieve. So, however, I know everybody that get in my car is not perfect, but I set the tone. And the tone that I set allows me to have the best experience. Even when I get people that's a little edgy, a lot of times, people are overworked and their job is running their life. And they're so caught up into their work life that they don't even realize that they're giving off an energy that could trigger somebody as to, oh, this person has an attitude. Because when you're on a different frequency, then you look and view people's actions differently, where it doesn't trigger you because you have self-awareness to know what and why this person is responding or doing what they're doing. So, like I said, this year, I'm just going to open up more about understanding this industry, understanding yourself, and understanding, I think sometimes, like I said earlier, it's hard to find, when you start looking at income and you start looking at money and you're on this journey, it's like, oh my God, I'm in this world. I don't know what to do. I still have to participate in the system. I'm about to lose my mind. No, don't lose your mind. You have to figure it out. You have to step outside of your comfort zone to put yourself in that space to see what will work for you. Because this is just leverage for me. But this leverage allows me to line up with the individual that I would like to be through self-awareness. So when I want to stop and ground myself, I do that. When I want to stop and meditate, I do that. If something is triggering me, I can turn that app off and say, let me just get a drink of water, catch some fresh air. So you have to shift your mind, because if you don't shift your mind, then your life is not going to shift. Everything is not all bad. And like I said, when it comes to some of the administrative things that is going on this app with the money and the pay, with the features that they have now, if you're on the right frequency, you will figure it out. So, I don't want to make this too long, but this is just the beginning of the journey of learning to find income to leverage you while you're on your journey of self-awareness. And like I always say, I don't care how bad you got to go to that bathroom. Always check to see if there's tissue first. And I'll see you on the other side.